Maz's fifth period class, and today I'll be talking to you about passions and why they're important and pursuable. So first, I'll start off by reading the poem Dream Deferred by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? Think about what this poem means to you. So now I want you to briefly imagine a track race with these 4 scenarios. Scenario number 1. It's the beginning of the race and the gunshot goes off. It's the beginning of the race and the gunshot goes off. So what do the runners do? They hit the ground running, but instead they find their own pace. Scenario number 2. The race continues and all the runners reach a hurdle, but instead of stopping, they plot on how they're going to jump over it. Scenario number 3. The runners are nearing the end of the race, but instead of slowing down, they pick up the pace and sprint to the finish line with enthusiasm and passion. Scenario number 4. You're the last runner on the track and everyone else has already passed the finish line. But heart racing and tired as can be, you continue to push to the finish line. That last scenario represents the journey you all take to sprint to your own individual finish lines. And regardless of the obstacles that you may come to, you learn to surpass them by hurdling over them. Throughout your personal journey, you start off with a constant pace and finish strong by sprinting to your personal finish line that you and only you can pass. So now think of what passions mean to you. I did some research and found out that passion comes from the Latin word patur, which derives from the Passion of Christ, and it actually means to endure pain. This may be exactly the opposite of what you thought passion meant. But if you think as the pain being temporary and the pleasure after surpassing all the obstacles, then your journey is more sweet than bitter. Therefore, your passion is your own burning sensation. With that being said, it's the way that you promote your identity by physically pursuing your passion to the world. And like Chelsea said, it's the passions we all hold near and dear to our hearts that prove the fact that it's in our blood. For Chelsea specifically, her passion is baseball. And regardless of huge barriers that she may face, such as injuries or the fact that being a female restrains her from being able to strive to be in the major leagues for baseball, she continues to stay hungry for her passion. My specific passion is creativity. So my passions range from fashion and poetry to singing, dancing, and cheerleading. I've always had the support of my family, friends, and peers to let me know that I can do anything that I want to do. So I've always fully promoted pursuing passions. Yesterday, Derek May brought up the fact that in a movie called The Bronx Tale, the main character's dad said, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent, which is what your passion is essentially, your own personal talent that only you can show to the world. So I always wondered, why do others allow themselves to abandon their passion? Well, the honest answer is that they have the passion like I do, and they have the will to do it like I do, but they lack simple things that I'm fortunate to have. That is what I like to call SCF, support, community, and foundation. Further research shows that people connect success with finance the most, instead of realizing that their own passion is their own success. And because of this, they lack true happiness in their life. On top of this, it's also shown that in psychology, Machiavelli talks about how riches don't bring happiness, but they instead bring more problems and burdens. The issue at hand is that people are abandoning their passions because of a lack of support and foundation. Instead, society is more so focused on promoting and supporting piss-poor entertainment that contributes nothing to society and its progression. The solution to this is to use the power of the media to support systems and foundations for people to cross their own personal finish lines. The reality is that when something is promoted so much, it becomes a norm. Unfortunately, the violence epidemic has grown so much that it's become such a norm to where the shootings have become predictable. If we use the same idea to promoting passions to youth and spend our energy towards something more direly important like our youth's future, then together we can make pursuing passions a norm like publicity stories are on the radio. We would do this by first starting a blog and getting people's stories out. After that, then we would try to get promotion on billboards, radio stations, and out in the media. The last most important step that will take a little bit more time is to convince the education board that having a class and course based on passion starting in 8th grade is just as important as having STEM courses. This will be a part of my organization I plan to start in college called Passions Are Possible. Instead of asking the youth, what do you want to be when you grow up, ask them, what are you going to be? I would like to end with a poem I created called I Dream, Why Don't You? So everybody close your eyes and just imagine this. Funny, hard to recognize a dream is as legit as reality. And funny how the unconscious mind breeds a thought as alive as me. So I dream because when I wake up, my eyelids are still closed, but I'm not asleep. And reality has hit subconsciously. I dream because it's the only thing in this promising land that's promised to me, that can't possibly defeat me, that's guaranteed. I dream because it's impossible to flee from my individual reality. I dream because breathing to live is not all it's cracked up to be. But living life to breathe your passion is one lived wholeheartedly. They say nothing in life is free. But it's funny how dreams are completely free even before a college degree, and somehow they manage to breed a whole heap of green. Crazy how it essentially doesn't cost anything to pursue a passion that makes you complete. It's strange to me how it costs more to go along with something that you don't even believe than to push your passion day after day on repeat. So I'll continue to dream, and then maybe you'll realize that passions really are possible. So soon maybe you'll dream your passion on.